Okay, good morning. How are you? How's everything going? Again, heavy rain last night. Seems we get it every night now. Wake up. Now the sun is shining around here and it's hot. Hold on, I'm gonna turn my fan on. Hope it doesn't get too loud on the recording, but I got a whole lot of crap here. So I want to start off with first of all, my usual appeal to you all. If you like this video, please subscribe to me. It helps me, not financially, not yet anyhow. Be a while before that happens, but at least it encourages me to be here and be stupid and think you're actually listening to me and paying attention. And if you like the video, hit like, okay? Alright, we're going to start off with the Kentucky Derby. Now, I've never been good at picking horses. I did pick a good one when I was going to the Trotters, and I made a lot of money that night. And I sat down at the end of the year and I figured out, just like gambling, just like going to Atlantic City, I broke even at the end of the year. And to me, that's enough. I had a lot of fun. Chased a few women, had a lot of cocktails, whatever. That's it. I don't need to make money. I have fun. That's what it's all about, I watch people go crazy over that, but I'm not that way. So anyhow, it's a 20-horse field, which is a lot. An absolute, just a tremendous. Anyhow, I'm not sure what post this horse is going to go off at, but I picked SANDMAN to win it. He's a 6-to-1 favorite, or whatever. The odds are 6-to-1 for him to win it all. And the reason I do it, I would bet him across the board, win, place, or show. If he wins, you get all 3 bets in. You make some cash on it. It's not easy because favorites are hard to make money off of. And then you say, why are you betting him? Well, I happen to be a big fan of Neil Gaiman's character, the Sandman, that he writes about. And it's just one of my favorite things in life. And I have books, and I have watched cartoons and stuff of him. So that's where I am. That's where I'm at. I like the books, and I like Neil Gaiman, even though he's turning to be somewhat of a not so nice guy. But his writing is still what I like. Okay, so that takes care of the Kentucky Derby. Football-wise, there's a slight article that I found in my wanderings of Eli Manning, the quarterback for the Giants that took him to the Super Bowl, of wanting to be involved in a part ownership of the Giants. I am not sure the Mara family is going to, and the other family that's involved in this, but the Mara family is primarily the one you have to deal with, is going to go along with that. This team, even when it's bad, is sold out year after year after year after year, and there's a waiting list of something like 80 years for a ticket or something to get on a season ticket program. They've tried to change that because it became too much of a money to send. I don't know how they do it now, but it's still, if you got money, you got season tickets, That's the way it's always been. That's the way the Giants are, Alright, let's do some news now. The stuff you don't want to hear. It seems now that Elon Musk doesn't have to report the crashes of his driverless cars. I guess that's, I don't know what that means. I don't know how many there are out there. But, that's a biggie. And you don't have to report something. It's like, that's what they're doing now, It's the same thing in Congress, where the Republicans said you don't have to, you can't investigate Hedges for his signal flip-flop. You know, so these guys are going around and there's no accountability for them. And when you have leaders like that, you find that crime will increase because they look at the tops. If they can do it, shit, we can get away with this. And even if we do, we can get a pardon from Trump or somebody, you know, no big deal. So you got a lot of high-level crime on the way. You have to say that. This just popped up about 20 minutes ago. Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary for Trump, says Trump wouldn't hesitate to arrest Supreme Court justices. Well, he should have just arrested Justice Alito a long time ago, so I don't worry about that statement too much being real, you know, unless somebody votes against him and then he'll arrest them. See, that's it. He can't stand it if you stand in front of him and say, no, that's just too much, you know. He can't handle that. He wants nothing but people that agree with him. That's why you've got all these losers in the cabinet, these people that aren't unqualified and sometimes mentally disturbed members of the cabinet, because they agree with him wholeheartedly. Even if they have their own opinions about something entirely, they don't voice them too much. You know, they maintain, Donnie, how are you? We love you. You know, that's what you go through. You know, and it's kind of gets a little ridiculous after a while. It's like I said this, and it's being written about at times too, that if Trump hates you, you should take it as a badge of honor. Because if he likes you, you have a limited time span. If he hates you, he won't appoint you to some job that you'll eventually get fired from. Going with the Trump thing, he's working towards a police state now, where he's trying to remove the accountability for police officers. He wants that one day of rough police, saying that'll stop the crime. You know, they go out and they beat up everybody and they shoot people and arrest people and all that. You know, that's a state that is a Gestapo type tactics that he wants to use, and I don't know if the American government will, or if American people, not the government, will stand for that, but we'll have to see. Getting back to our our favorite little guy, Musk. He doesn't. It looks like Tesla's going to escape the fines and everything that they had for the accidents and safety violations and whatnot. You know, I don't know how it's $200 million or something like that, and he's just going to walk from that. But that's, you know, that's just the normal bullshit that goes on. He's been very quiet lately, which scares the hell out of me. I don't know where he is. You know, somebody should put a bell on that guy just so we can figure out where he is. In order, somebody asked me, I saw it, that we're making a difference trying to slow down Trump's plans and whatnot. I don't want to slow him down. I want to make it impossible for this moron to get anything done. And then you watch him. Then you watch the top of his head come off. You know, that's where, you know, that's what I like the best. It's when his head explodes. He gets all red and he sits back and he's screaming and yelling and making statements that make no sense, claiming he's going to do things he can't do. that he's the best president ever. And that's not true by any stretch of the imagination. The best he can hope to come out with at the end of these 4 years is be average. Not be, I don't mean be, but yeah, you know, a C. Be average, because he's not going to be great, and he has a real possibility of being the worst ever. So if he goes out and he does like I'm an average president, you know, that's it, you know, because he's not going to be healthy enough to run for a third term, you know. Karma's a bitch, and he's got enough bad karma building up inside him. His head's going to explode someday. I don't want to be standing next to him. You know what I mean? He's just going to lose it altogether someday. You know, be sitting in the corner going, blah, 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 blah. I'll probably be in the other corner doing the same thing, because I just can't take the pressure of not knowing what's going to happen from month to month with my income and everything. So just have to take it a little bit at a time and see what happens. Here's another thing that I've noticed in the past, and I'm pretty sure this is a really good possibility. Hedgeseth is getting all these pats on the back and batter boys from Donald, and in the past, when he's really supported somebody like that, it's actually been the kiss of death, and eventually they're gone. I don't know, that's because he promises them something on the outside or whatever, but they're usually gone, and they usually disappear from the public eye, because they can't function without his support. So if he removes the support of his party or himself from some candidate or something like that, not a candidate, but like a cabinet member that's been fired or something, and he just says, you know, well, we're not going to worry about him anymore. And you'll start hearing him saying bad things. And he's done that to a lot of people. He did it to a lot of people in his last presidency. And, you know, being appointed to a job is not job security. You know, it's the kiss of death. When he starts to really praise you and constantly pat you on the back, even when you're doing screwed up stuff, you know, it's the kiss of death. I would suggest quite strongly that right now, Trump is looking around to see if he can find somebody else that's a good ass kisser to put in the defense, that knows something about the Defense Department and can actually keep a secret. I think he's looking for somebody like that. And instead, in the present, he's walking around saying, well, we know he'll get it together eventually. You know, let me explain something. The damage he's done and you've done in 100 days is probably the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life, other than certain mafia actions I read about when I was a kid. You know, this is just beyond the pale of an intelligent group of people. They sit around and spout things that are just ridiculous. Even you know, when you sit around and you compare him to Hitler, which is, you know, kind of unfair, I guess, I don't know. But anyhow, when they compare him to Hitler, understand this: Hitler had control of his government. Hitler didn't have leaks until the end, when they realized that the war was going to end badly for Germany. In the beginning, they all loved him, and it's the opposite effect with Trump. In the beginning, he loves everybody that he appoints, and then in the end, he gets rid of them all. You know, and as he's walking out of office, he destroys their careers. He did that last time, and he'll do it again. That's just Donald being stupid and Donald being Donald. All right, it is Wednesday, Hump Day, people. So let's everybody go out and hump, you know what I mean? Alright, that's it for me today. Don't forget to subscribe. Talk to you later.